Friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going in Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening. On today's episode, we got a brand new WWE title. We're going to talk about that. We're going to react to what this thing looks like, give you our thoughts on that. We got all sorts of, we got, of course, the WWE Smackdown breakdown, the 1,000-day ceremony, along with Bloodline completely and totally falling apart before our very eyes. Kind of cool to see. We also got results.
Implosion.
Or just, if it's like just
well, like when a building implodes, it still goes, just claps in on itself.
Yeah. It's a big,
like
loud,
when they blow up stadiums.
Gnarly sound there, yeah. So we're going to talk about SmackDown. Of course, we're going to talk about pretty fun Rampage. They had a bunch of cool title matches.
Yeah.
Were any of those titles like AEW branded titles? There was a New Japan one. There was a Ring of Honor one. There was a
AAA.
A AAA. And then also another New Japan one, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, none of the AEW titles were on the line.
But, you know, thematically, talking about Forbidden Door stuff, that's
show.
where they're going. And then, of course, we're going to talk about some Forbidden Door stuff. A huge match has been set up for that, so that should be fun. And then, of course, we've got other news, including another opponent being set up for CM Punk in advance of the second coming of CM Punk. But first... let's talk about
this title, Steve. So of course,
title.
Before we'll get to like the story beats of the Usos and whatnot at the conclusion of SmackDown. We talk SmackDown. Right now, let's just talk the belt.
Yeah, man.
Reactions.
Oh yeah.
So Triple H presented Roman Reigns with the brand new undisputed WWE. It just said undisputed champion on it, so I don't know if the full title is undisputed WWE Universal Champion still or not.
That's kind of significant though, because like Triple H referred to it as undisputed unified WWE Universal Championship. Yes.
There is another world champion WWE.
Then it's not actually undisputed. You're absolutely right, because that's the difference. Unified is when you take unified. I think technically in boxing, because there's 4 governing bodies.
There's a lot, yeah.
Unified is if you're 2 or more. Undisputed is all of them. I think that's what it is.
Well, undisputed means there's no other champions but you.
Right, and that you have all 4 of the titles for all those governing bodies.
Yes.
Unified is if you're 2 or more, I think.
Yeah.
So you're absolutely right. He would not be undisputed because there is another world champion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But the thing, the actual thing. What does the thing say? The title. It says undisputed, right?
It says undisputed champion on there.
But it doesn't say universal.
No, it says undisputed. That's a misnomer.
Yeah.
He's not the undisputed champion. Seth Rollins is the
false
undisputed
advertising.
Champion. So, but here's, it's I see it like 2 different ways. Like if the having the undisputed champion on there is going to motivate, say, Seth Rollins, have even more of a beef with Roman Reigns. All right, cool. I get that. Mm-hmm. At the same time, having one title, that's already on Roman Reigns saying undisputed champion, and you have the other title, which is just a world heavyweight champion. It's obvious which is the A title. It's the undisputed one.
Yeah. Well, so what's obvious about it is that it's Roman Reigns.
I know, but literally the name of the title makes it more prominent than the other title.
Yeah, I know. You know, dude, I sort of waffle on like back and forth on like, do I care about that? Do I care about the lineage of any of this shit? You know, it's like, it's not like it's that they're erasing history by like, you know, bringing the lineages of like, you know, the 1962 title or whatever all the way up. And then you got the Seth allegedly has the World Heavyweight Championship title, but he doesn't, because it doesn't say that on the website.
Yeah, it doesn't like officially have the lineage of the old World Heavyweight Championship now.
Like there are so many lineages in this new mustard title. Let's talk about aesthetics, Larson. What did you think of the title, given that now it's just like there's like a different shade of gold on the back plate, and that's kind of the only change?
Well, I mean, it's a little bit more than that, because it's like, yeah, it's got the plate is solid, it's gold, it's got, I don't know if it's diamonds that, you know, you can see through to the leather behind, so they're dark, or if it's, you know, darker jewels. I don't know.
The jewels themselves are darker. Like the you could tell on the render on the website on WWE Shop, because let's see, it's available for pre-order right now.
Of course.
The actual, and I kind of dig that. The jewels, you're right. The jewels are dark.
Yeah. And so that's the major difference. It's gold. It looks, literally my only qualm with it is it says undisputed champion on there. That's my
that's your only qualm.
Yeah, I think it looks fine. I mean, it's not a huge departure from the WWE or Universal titles. I think they like keeping that design, because that's what they've given out when a team wins the championship. Guess what? They get that belt.
Guess what? It's a good design.
It's a solid design.
It's a really good design. I'm sorry, man. Look, I know people like the Winged Eagle. Let it go. It ain't coming back. It's a nice looking title, but
not until Cody wins.
I don't know, man. You look at this title, if you put it on, I know this because I did it for my Wrestle Juice video. You put that title, the new one, on Cody. Oh my God, it fits in perfect. It looks great on him.
Well, put a update of the Winged Eagle on him. See how that looks with his Homelander
I've
gear.
done that too. Not as cool. It looks fine. Look, I like the Winged Eagle. It's just this title is like definitive, man. Like the WWE logo is iconic. It says "We are wrestling," and man, I mean, it looks amazing. Come on, it looks great. You put that giant logo on there, everybody knows who the man is. But my only qualm is that the backplate, the gold backplate, seems to be like a different shade of gold than the framing gold, like all the other gold on it.
Yeah.
And I think mainly it's funny because it doesn't really look like that on the render on the WWE shop, but when they film it on TV, it does sort of, I don't know, it's a bit more saturated than like the framing gold. And so it just sort of looks like mustard, but it's a really pretty mustard. And it's a really pretty title. I like what they did with it. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, I mean, apart from what they're calling it, no issues here. No issues here.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it looks more regal, prestigious.
Yeah,
because you got more gold on it.
Yeah,
the more gold on a title, the more prestigious it looks.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, they should have had a gold strap too.
Yeah, I know that'd be pretty neat.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know, the undisputed aspect of it. I mean, I feel you. I understand what you're saying, but I kind of stopped caring about all those little details because it's like, I don't know. I guess I don't. There's no. I have no. You know, it is what it is. WWE will do what they do.
It is what it is. I know. Roblox a sketch pad. I understand all that.
They go by their own rules, man.
Yeah, and they're fluid.
Yeah, they are. Change from day to day.
Nebulous, malleable.
There you go.
Ever changing, evolving.
You have a thesaurus there with you, pal?
No, that's off the top of my head.
Look at that. Look at the brain on you.
That's the extent of it. That's all I got right now.
All right, man. You want to move on to the next story? What do you got? What else?
Next up, let's talk Forbidden Door, AEW, New Japan. Looks like we have potentially our first two matches set up for Forbidden Door during this weekend's Dominion show. Will Ospreay defeated Lance Archer and earned a shot at the IWGP US Championship, currently held by Kenny Omega. And then, after Okada, Ishii, and Tanahashi defeated the team of Mox, Claudio, and Shooter, Bryan Danielson had a video promo from the desert where he challenged Okada to a match.
Yeah.
It's very exciting. Danielson and Okada, yes, please.
They better not have this fool wrestle once between now and then. Danielson needs to be complete because we need this match. This is going to be a great match. It's going to be phenomenal.
Yeah.
It should take place in a desert locale because then Danielson will have the advantage because, as he said in the video, there's no rain out here.
Yep.
So if that's Okada's advantage is that he can make rain, can't do that in the desert. In the desert,
it does rain in the desert from time to time, Steve. In fact, it can snow in the desert.
Well, what are the odds that on the day of that said desert match that it would happen?
Because it's going to happen in June. It doesn't snow in the desert in June.
Thank you. Exactly.
It's got to be. Usually, it's the high desert. It's got to be during the winter.
Danielson knows what he's doing.
I know, but I'm just,
Look, man, I've seen a lot of movies that feature desert locales. Not once have I seen it rain in any of those movies. So I kind of think you're wrong. I think it never rains.
Well, here's the thing: in the summer, at least in Arizona, it rains. So it's possible for it to rain.
Okay. All right. Well, anyways, we've got this match now. Okada versus Danielson. It's going to be a good one, right?
Oh, this could be.
This Forbidden Door is kind of shaping up to be better than the first Forbidden Door, which was beset by injuries. Yeah,
that was a large part of it. I wonder if we're going to get Phil versus Tanahashi this year.
I think that's a distinct possibility. That's what he was angling for last time.
Yeah. Well, that's what they announced the night he hurt his foot.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Like literally after CM Punk and FTR won their match, Tanahashi walks out.
Yeah.
To be Punk's opponent.
Yeah. And then, of course, Zack Sabre Jr., he defended his TV title on Rampage. I wonder what match he's going to be having. Because it was supposed to be him and
Danielson last year, except Danielson got hurt, so Claudio replaced him. I wonder if it's going to be Sabre and Danielson at All In then, maybe.
That could be. Yeah, that could be. Yeah, I don't know.
Have that match too.
Yeah, that would make sense. That would make sense because Zack Sabre Jr. is, from the area, kind of, I guess. So what does that make for Forbidden Door in terms of like matches that we know are going to happen?
Just those.
Okay.
Thus far, yeah.
And then wait a second. Did anybody ever confirm that, Mox and Claudio challenged the New Japan heavy tag?
I didn't notice it, but that's possible.
Yeah. Oh, here you go, Larson. What are your thoughts on this? Joseph Molina says should be CM Punk versus Kenta.
I'd be fine with that. Kenta wants it.
Oh, usually you say CM Punk has made it clear he wants no part of that match.
Oh, sorry. CM Punk's made it clear he wants no part of that match.
You always bring that up when people bring up the Kenta thing.
Yeah, I think somewhere Kenta's always angling for that bout.
He is, I know.
I think this CM Punk is like, nah, not interested.
He doesn't want any part of that match because he doesn't want to be shown. Because here's the thing, Kenta, he'll hit that GTS for real.
Yeah, no.
I think that dude. I think Phil's probably afraid might end up like a UFC match with him. He'll actually get, he'll be shooted on by Kenta. Yeah. Maybe this week on Friendo Club Wrestling we can make suggestions for other Forbidden Door matches.
There we go.
Man.
That's a good idea.
That'd be
good idea.
Fun. Yeah.
Orange Cassidy versus Yano. Book it.
Oh man! Speaking of more New Japan stuff, let's talk about the G1.
Oh yeah.
One name stands out: Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston versus Yano. Can we get that, please?
Oh heck yeah!
Wouldn't that be sick? That'd be
amazing.
My God, that'd be amazing.
Be amazing.
Yeah. When Eddie was announced for the G1, man, I was like, oh shit, that's a big deal, dude. Are we gonna do? And I'm not even suggesting it because the logistics might be too much. Like Cody might retire if we did
the tournament.
The tournament, but with all the friendos.
We did it. I know we did it last year, and for 3 people, for you and me and the Enforcer, it was manageable. But then multiply that by like 50. All
right.
Cody wants to do it.
Okay, he said in all caps. Cody says, "I want to do it." All right, man. Listen.
Done.
Patreon.com/Steven Larson or click join on the YouTube if you want to participate. Oh my gosh. There's got to, hey, look, man, if somebody wins the G1,
it's like Money in the Bank, because like we're gonna do Money in the Bank, and if you win the Money in the Bank predictions, you get X number of points, 2, 1, and 5 that you could use on a future prediction deal. What?
Let me ask you this. There's got to be something special if somebody gets all the G1 right. If anybody absolutely clears the G1, like
you mean gets every match right?
Yes. If somebody does that, we have to come up with something absolutely incredible.
Yeah, because that's nuts.
Right? I know. It's like the impossible
matches
task.
That you get right. Yeah.
It's the impossible task.
Yeah. All right. Mr. Dope says buy him a bento box.
I just gotta do the damn. I gotta buy Mr. Dope a bento box.
Well, let's do it. We'll do it together.
When's the next game? When's the next Heat game? Wednesday. What about? Do we know when? Well, obviously it's scheduled. Do you know when Game 4 is?
Friday.
We got to check out one of those games with Dope.
Yeah,
got to go to a bar or something.
Yeah, we should. Wednesday or Friday. Cody here says confidence points 1 to 90. No, what we do is we just pick the tournament. You pick your bracket winners and you do your final, and there's enough points there that, although we were pretty close when we did ours last year, it was damn close. I think a tie was possible. But if you do confidence points, it'd be way too much.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I think it's a great idea. It's a great idea. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Something else that's been figured out is WWE's deal with Twitch. They announced a new one today. Let's go back to late 2022 when Vince McMahon issued an edict. Which
damn it.
Basically banned WWE main roster talent.
No internet.
On Twitch.
No internet for main roster.
Or doing stuff on Cameo. And Triple H seemed to relax on that position shortly after he took over WWE Creative, because there were some main roster talents started streaming on Twitch again. But today, WWE announced a new deal with Twitch, which would see, quote, the return of the official WWE channel and popular WWE Superstar channels featuring live and exclusive content. I wonder if AJ is going to bring his channel back. WWE also announced that, quote, WWE will debut today a companion sidecast. I'm not familiar with that term. To Monday Night Raw, bringing the WWE Universe behind the scenes and closer to the in-ring action. The weekly viewing experience will be led by a rotating cast of hosts and will regularly feature appearances by WWE superstars, unique and exclusive content such as backstage interviews and more.
You know what, man? Do you want to get all the Twitch concurrence? I think I've seen Miss Thickums refer to hers as a sidecast before. I think it's a thing.
As opposed to a watch-along then.
Right.
Gotcha.
Same thing.
All right, now I get it.
Just put up a camera in catering. A couple mics. And like put it, just go maybe have like a good shot where you've got like, sort of a panels table, but also you can see all the going ons at catering. So
you put a GoPro on the tray with the prime rib on it. Right.
See, that's great. That you have like a sidecast for the sidecast, the GoPro prime rib.
And you just have that picture-in-picture of the duration of your sidecast.
Yeah.
And you can see, this is the fascinating part. You can see which wrestlers, what part of the prime rib they like. They like the end piece. It's a little more well done. That has more of the seasoning on it. They like the middle piece. That's a bit more rare.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is fascinating stuff.
It is. Even better, who gets the last piece? Can you see any hemming and hawing?
I know.
Over like, should I take the last piece or should I have somebody else? I already had a piece, but now there's one last piece there and I kind of want seconds. Or I noticed that Angelo Dawkins hasn't had any prime rib. Do I go ask him? But if I ask him, will I alert him to the fact that prime rib is there and I kind of want some for myself?
I know.
That's the cast I want.
Exactly. That's the reality show I want, honestly, is, how matches are put together. Yeah, that's interesting. How a booker books the show. Sure, that's fascinating enough. But I want to see like the interpersonal dynamics at catering.
Yeah, I know, dude. I agree. I'm with.
That's what I want to see.
I think that's a great idea.
That's what I want to see. Give me that as your sidecast, and I'm hooked. I'm in.
It's crazy WWE hasn't reached out to us to like, get ideas and consult, because like we're just chock full of them, dude.
I know. You put a GoPro on the prime rib tray.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do.
Pretty easy.
It's pretty easy, and you can print money by doing that.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they have prime rib backstage. That just seems like something they'd have back there.
Oh, come on. Of course they have prime rib backstage. It'd be silly if they didn't.
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, if you fancy yourself the name brand in the world of professional wrestling, then you got to have prime. It's prime rib. You got to have it.
Yeah.
Prime rib. You got to have prime rib.
Yeah. No, absolutely, man. Man, this is just making me hungry now. I had a decent breakfast too. I'm hungry again. Anyways, let's go ahead. What do you say we pay some bills, Larson?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
Let's take a quick break here to get a word from our sponsor, Morgan & Morgan. Steve.
Yes.
I've come to the realization that I've had my fair share of accidents in my life, whether it's a car accident or two, or getting attacked by a stray dog, or even pulling a muscle while bowling. I've had my fair share of mishaps.
Look, dude, accidents happen. It just seems like they happen a little bit more often to you, but, better you than me, I guess.
Well, that's what I'm trying to get at. That's what I'm trying to say here. Accidents do happen, and thankfully, I've been lucky. Haven't gotten really injured due to any of my mishaps, but accidents can happen at any time, and you can be injured because of those accidents when you least expect it. And if you ever find yourself injured, you could check out America's largest injury law firm with over 100 offices nationwide, Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan has a proven record of getting their clients full and fair compensation. They've recovered more than $15 billion for their clients.
And Morgan & Morgan makes it easy to submit a claim. It's more like ordering takeout than hiring a lawyer. In 8 clicks or less, you can submit your claim, and you can do it without having to leave your couch. So if you're ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless they win. For more information, go to forthepeople.com/raw or dial #law, that's pound 529, from your cell phone.
That's forthepeople.com/raw or #law, pound 529 from your cell. This is a paid advertisement.
Oh, man. Somebody said pound. Whoa. Later on in the show, we're going to talk to Stone Cold Steve Austin impersonator Phil McDonald to get his thoughts on tonight's Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
He's going to preview it. He's just looking at the same website we're looking at. He doesn't,
WWE.com, yeah.
Yeah, but he's been around. He's been around, man. I'm not even saying like the wrestling business. He's been around, He's done,
okay.
I think they refer to it as a bid. So yeah, man, he's this dude, that
My
guy.
Goodness.
Yeah.
My goodness. Anyways, let's talk about more news before we get to SmackDown. Hey, another day.
Hey.
More CM Punk news.
Hey.
So, of course, it was previously reported that upon his return to AEW Collision, CM Punk was pushing for a feud against Samoa Joe, and that's not even mentioning the talk of Chris Jericho and him having a feud prior to that. Mm-hmm. But according to Fightful Select, Punk could also be looking to work with AEW's resident knife pervert, Jay White.
Ooh.
This is what Fightful Select stated. Quote, of late, word is that CM Punk has taken a liking to the work of Switchblade Jay White, and that he could be an early opponent of program with CM Punk along with Bullet Club Gold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Does the straight edge thing preclude you from going to a strip club? Because Bullet Club Gold is a strip club / credit card.
I don't, beyond the obvious, no drugs, no booze.
Yeah, no cheeks? Is no cheeks in there?
I don't know if that applies.
Can somebody Wikipedia or encyclopedia straight edge and see if cheeks are involved? Are they yay or nay on cheeks?
This feud could be a non-starter if that doesn't match up with Phil's philosophy.
Man, here's the thing. CM Punk better lose to Jay White if he's going to get into a feud.
You got that right.
He better lose to him several times.
Yep.
Because Jay White's going to be around for a while because he's young. CM Punk's old and he's not going to be around for a long time.
Yep.
So he better put this guy over. He better do with Jay White what he did to MJF. Let him win twice in Chicago.
Yep. And then let him win all the other times they wrestle too.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Look, if it's one thing like Samoa Joe, that dude's like super old. He's like our age. Chris Jericho, he's even older than us, right?
Yeah.
Like, sure, Phil can win against those guys.
Sure.
I don't want him to win against Samoa Joe, but whatever. But Jay White is a young guy with a huge upside. At one point, he's going to go to the major leagues, WWE. And he needs to be beating Phil, man. That's the thing.
Yep.
That's the thing.
And without the help of Bullet Club Gold.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. No rock hard necessary.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Zondo in our Twitch chat says, being straight edge myself, no, you can go see Cheeks.
All right.
He says he's true. He clarifies he's too much of an introvert. But if he was a big fan of Cheeks, being straight edge isn't going to preclude him from enjoying Cheeks, Larson.
So that's interesting to know. Now I know.
Now
Ever ask this question again? Now I know.
Right, exactly. If I ever decide, to give up the spirits, the libations, if I ever become a teetotaler and decide to go straight edge, at least I know Cheeks are on the table.
You don't have to eliminate Cheeks from your list of activities.
From my menu of life and fun.
Yes.
Maggie gifted 10 memberships.
Thank you,
Thank you, Maggie. Now that we've talked about Cheeks, you got a mod. And Leisha here. Leisha gifted 10 memberships. She's regretting that now because she's like, now I got to mod these fools because these idiots are talking about Cheeks.
John Nosey gifted 5 memberships here on YouTube as well.
Thank you so much, John.
Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you.
And then Kiddo Hudson here. He's got the right sentiment. Cheeks wins again. Thank you, Kiddo. He's been a member for 3 months now. It's Leisha's birthday. Happy birthday, Leisha.
Happy birthday,
Oh, Leisha. Happy birthday to you, Leisha Harding. Hope you give somebody a Thez press. Real quick before we get into it, do we have any more news? We're going into SmackDown.
We're going to SmackDown. But hey, before we go to SmackDown, while we're taking a kind of a break here, if you're watching this on YouTube now, whether it's live, VOD, if you could, please and thank you. Give this video a like, a thumbs up. It's much appreciated. Apparently, it does good for us.
Thumbs up.
It does good for us.
Hit that subscribe button so we can grow the channel. If you're watching this on the YouTube, do that. If you're listening to us in the audio realm, give us a Thez press. Now, give us a review or a comment and a rating. Before we get into SmackDown here, man, had a great time at Action Coast Wrestling. Mm-hmm. It's our new venture.
Man, hold on. I got to interrupt.
Whoa.
I'm going to put this out there, and I feel pretty confident saying this. Alpha Zoe might be the best champion in all of wrestling right now.
Oh, dude. Agreed.
ACW champion Alpha Zoe.
Yeah. Cold-blooded, too. He knocked the fuck out of JMM.
Yeah, knocked him out.
Knocked him out cold. It was a knockout victory for Alpha. Spoiler alert. It's going to be on Surge in the next couple months or weeks or whatever.
In a spectacular bout, too.
It was a phenomenal bout. Honestly, I think this was the best show that we've put on there at Action Coast Wrestling since we took over as owners.
Yeah.
The level of wrestling. Brooke Havoc is a name you guys are going to find out about. She wrestled Christina Von Eerie for the Ace Trophy of ACW in a spectacular match. Just a spectacular match. You mentioned Alpha already. Great champion. Absolutely phenomenal champion. That was great stuff. Downfall Cathedral, new tag team that came through ACW. Phenomenal tag team. Just a ton of great wrestling. Check out the ACW YouTube channel. You just put in the YouTube search Action Coast Wrestling, and then we've got the latest episodes of Surge on there. That's where we put all the content. So be sure to check that out. The next show is a big anniversary show. It's just called 12.
12. It's August 5th.
Because guess what? It's the 12th year anniversary.
Oh,
right. You were sitting there like, why are we calling this 12? Why did Steve say we should call this 12? well, that was a possibility. That was on the table. But yeah, it's happening. It's actually the same day. We're competing. Look, man, we're stepping up. We're competing with the big leagues.
Yeah.
SummerSlam. We've already competed with AEW before and we beat them. But we're going head to head with SummerSlam. Not really. Yeah. We're actually after SummerSlam. I think the bell time is 8. SummerSlam will end around 8.
Yeah.
So you can have the best of both worlds. You watch, the little leaguers there in WWE, and then you come to the big leagues, ACW here in Sacramento.
Yeah.
And check out 12, the big anniversary show. Should be a lot of fun. This was a wildly fun show. We got to see Dark Dan Kalucha, Folsom Joe, Mr. Dope came out, TJ came out, Deshaun came out.
Yep.
And then even Hilton was there.
Yeah.
He snuck in.
Hilton was there. Yeah.
He snuck in. I'm like, dude, you got a ticket? And then he just like, hey, dude, look over there. And then I looked, and then he just disappeared. He waited.
You fell for that?
Every time.
Wow.
Every time.
I'm going to remember that on the basketball court.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Try it.
All right.
Try it. Yeah, absolutely. Works on me.
I will every time. All right. Let's talk SmackDown. This is all about Roman Reigns' 1,000 days as champion.
Yeah,
that was the running through line of the show. The show opened with a video package highlighting Roman's reign. There's highlights of Roman's reign throughout various matches, of course, culminated with the presentation of the new Undisputed Championship, and then the complete implosion, or at least beginning of the complete implosion, of the Bloodline to end the show.
What an absolute disaster. So Triple H gave him the title, and then the Usos came down. And man, oh man, they made a pitch to Roman. Hey man,
they did.
Let's do this together. Well, guess what? Roman's not interested in doing this together. Hey, let me ask you this, man, because this, I see people on the internet with their takes, right?
Yeah.
The title is kind of necessary for this.
Absolutely.
Story.
This is what the title is. What gives Roman legitimacy.
You need the title for this story. The takes that I've seen online, I'm like, wait, no, you can't tell this story. If the Usos lost at WrestleMania, Roman won at WrestleMania. What if he had lost at WrestleMania? There would be no story here.
No,
it's like,
Jimmy,
wait, we lost, you lost.
Pie face Roman would just have to eat it.
Right. He's the champion and they're not.
Yeah.
And that's the entire point of this.
Yes.
He keeps the validity. He keeps the relevancy there on the island. That they have no point to make because, and now their thing is, look, yeah, you're champion, but like you manipulate us. You're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I've seen that take online. I'm like, no, man, this makes all the sense in the world.
No,
like
Roman needs the title. Yeah.
If he lost at WrestleMania, the Bloodline would be finished by now. Like I figured that he'd be gone. Like he'd go take vacation.
Yeah, he'd be on vacation. Yeah.
Right. But no, the title is like everything. I just want to make sure we're on the same page on that one.
Oh yeah, totally. No, I've been on that. This iteration of Roman's character and the trajectory it's on. Like I said, that title brings him, at least in his mind, in the mind of, I guess, other people on the Bloodline, including the elders, even.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that brings him legitimacy he needs to do what he wants.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and if he loses that title, legitimacy gone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's why Solo's there, is to protect Roman. That's what the elders said.
Yeah.
Because he's champ, because he's the breadwinner for the entire family.
Right. Exactly. And you're only that if you have the title.
If you have the top prize. Yep.
Right. Okay. So yeah. And then, but the Usos, they're like, hey, man, you're kind of a piece of crap. Can you stop doing that?
I love when Jimmy Pie
totally
faced Roman. That was great.
Oh, my God. My stomach dropped, dude. When that happened, Roman walks up to him with a big chest, and Jimmy sends him flying with the pie face, and the whole crowd goes, "Oh,
so good!
What?
So good!"
And then Solo, who's the big X factor here, says, "You're my tribal chief. I acknowledge you, but they're my brothers," and goes to their side. Did Solo make the right decision when he then turned on his own brothers with a big spike? Well, he turned on Jimmy. Roman, walking up the ramp after all this, claimed to Heyman, Jay will fall in line like he always does. Did Solo make the right choice here?
I'm sure Solo thinks he made the right choice for himself. If his charge is protect Roman, help Roman maintain his position in the company, then yeah, he made the right decision for himself. And I'm sure that will be his decision until, as Jimmy said to him, Roman's going to use you up. He's going to manipulate you, use you. And then when he's done with you, he's going to put you in the dirt. Mm-hmm. So I'm guessing Solo. I feel like Solo is fully aware of what's going to happen because I feel like we've seen him react to things like, okay, I know where this is going.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
He's coming into this seemingly with eyes open.
He doesn't say anything, but he knows. Yeah,
he knows.
Sure. Yeah.
So I'm guessing so long as the situation is advantageous for him, he will continue to back Roman.
Right.
If it comes to the point where the situation is not advantageous for him, well, he's on to the next thing then.
And going back to what we just talked about, why is the situation advantageous for him? Because Roman's got the damn title. They just busted out a brand new mustard title just for Roman. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. No, I thought it was an absolutely phenomenal segment. We should find out at some point, I think today, what the ratings were, but they were like overnight numbers that suggested
they were like 2.5 million or something like that.
2.5 or 2.6 million.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yep.
Yeah, the story is really, really well done. It's really well told. And I thought the 1,000-day ceremony was up there with anything else they've done. It was really good.
It was really good.
Jimmy especially pouring his heart out to Roman. Come on, man, let's do this together. And the thing is, Jimmy's right. They could rule everything together, but that doesn't work for Roman. Roman wouldn't be able to sleep at night if he was like, oh, yeah, we're all in this together. No, it's his plan. It's his way. And that's how it has to go. And everybody in his orbit has to be under his thumb.
Yep.
It's the only way he can sleep at night.
Yep. Yep, he needs control of everything. Mm-hmm. Control of every little thing.
Yeah.
And the irony is him trying to squeeze to every little bit of control is what's pushing everybody away.
Exactly, and that's going to be the downfall. Exactly.
Yep.
D-Ro Hayes here gifted a membership to the YouTube community. Thank you so much, D-Ro. We really appreciate it. Also, Alicia, birthday gal, 10 more gifted subs to the community. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Alicia.
Thank you. Big MGM here with a $5 super chat says, for the good vibes. I like to think we got good vibes over here at
I hope so.
New podcast of ours here in the Friendo Club.
I mean, we're new to this. We're not jaded. We're not cynical yet.
Right, yeah. We're not
We're new. We're excited every day to start working.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah, dude. Love coming to work. I love walking around the corner from my bedroom into
I know. We're the same thing, too.
See my own dumb face right there. I keep on meaning to change this wall out right here.
I mean, I got to say, you've accumulated quite a few artifacts of going in raw lore over there at your place, considering we've only been doing this for a handful of weeks.
I know, right? It's kind of nuts. Like, and I got this piglet down here. Look at this piglet. Uh-huh. Look at her belly goes like this. Like it droops. Because she's a fatty.
Wow.
Oh, me and Lacey fat shame her all the time.
Wow.
Oh yeah, big time. Yeah, I'll call her Piglet.
Wow. Wow.
She snores heavy. Oh, yeah. I love her to death, though. Man, that's my roll dog right there. Yeah, Maggie says, it's okay, Bug. My belly droops, too. Mine does, for sure. Not you. You're a strong boy.
Well, Not that strong.
Oh, man. So after that, we had an Austin Theory promo. Hey, man, one of the things about SmackDown this week, I might see some light for Austin Theory's character. So he comes out, says, welcome to Austin Theory Live, which apparently is a thing.
That's what
he
his shirt says.
I kind of appreciate this, though. He tried to attach his own championship reign to Roman Reigns, which was kind of hilarious. He says, no need to have an attitude like that because tonight's a very special night. Tonight's a celebration of a tribal chief's historical title reign. You know what's even better than that? If you took Roman's title reign and combined it with the greatest U.S. champ of all time,
New York,
Austin Theory, you'd have a total of 1,209 days. That is impressive. Not only that, it's inspiring. He says it's almost as inspiring as being the guy who beat John Cena at WrestleMania. But let's not be idiots here. We all know that I'm going to have a 1,000-day celebration for my title or a 2,000-day celebration, maybe a 3,000-day celebration. Hold on a second. If this guy's
nearly 10 years.
If this guy's mid-card champion for 10 years, maybe you need to step up your game a little bit, Austin Theory.
I know.
He says, but if they just keep giving me guys like Sheamus, I'm going to be U.S. champ forever. He says, you can't really boo me because I'm 25 and I'm the greatest ever to do this. And when you're this great, everybody wants to be part of it. So that brings me to the next two guys I want to bring out here because last week, these two guys did exactly what was right. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Pretty Deadly. So Pretty Deadly come out. Kit says, Austin, we came out here to tell you that it was our pleasure destroying the Brutes. And Prince says, unlike Sheamus, you're a champ people deserve. And we just wanted to come out here and tell you how much we appreciate you being such a good champion. The only way we can. Then they get on the other side of Austin Theory and they give him a yes, boy.
Yes, boy.
And then we get a match. But the one thing I noticed that I really liked, whether it's like the beginning of this promo right here, this match right here, I really like. They seem to be giving Pretty Deadly a bit of a push out the gate. You put Austin Theory with Pretty Deadly. Maybe, just maybe you got the recipe for something similar to what they did with Kurt Angle, Edge, and Christian back in the day, where it really unlocked a chemistry between all three guys that elevated everybody in the eyes of the crowd. It gives them something to do and some guys who kind of share a similar philosophy when it comes to like winning and stuff that Austin Theory. I could see, and I don't know about like developing his character with any amount of depth, but even if at this point you can make Austin Theory entertaining in any way, shape, or form, putting him with Pretty Deadly might be that thing, and then you can go from there.
Yeah, hopefully they can put Austin Theory with Pretty Deadly and elevate Austin Theory. You know, from a character standpoint, especially. I don't know if it is a one-time deal, something they're going to be doing on a consistent basis, remains to be seen. I would imagine, at least for the duration of Austin Theory's feud with Sheamus, he's going to be employing Pretty Deadly to counteract strength of Ridge, Butch. So he can get the playing field to his advantage. But after that, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it's possible that they can have, if they match up Theory with Pretty Deadly for a stretch, make them kind of an unofficial faction, a loose alliance.
Last time Austin Theory was in an alliance, it was The Way.
And it was good.
And obviously that's a much different situation because they sort of formed like, a family basically.
Yeah.
That's what the parallel was. That's what the metaphor was. And it worked really well. And obviously he was playing a different type of character, but if you can get a little bit of that out of some interaction with Pretty Deadly, who are already kind of, they're funny. They're charismatic. Yeah. They're funny. And then bouncing off Austin Theory could be a lot of fun as opposed to Austin Theory just being guy who beat John Cena at WrestleMania. You could flesh him out a little bit. And honestly, right now at this point, if I have any reason to care about Austin Theory being on my TV, I'll be happy. Let alone him fleshing out an actual character. I just want the guy to be relatively entertaining. And I think with Pretty Deadly, you can get there.
Hopefully. This match was a lot of fun. Then Pretty Deadly did a bit of twin magic. They got a new theme. Pretty Deadly does.
I liked it, man. I liked it. It has sort of an ABBA vibe to it.
Yeah.
No, I thought that was awesome.
Won't argue with anything sound like ABBA. So they did a bit of twin magic where Wilson is in the ring and got the apron skirt draped over his head. Well, Prince switches out spots. He's a fresh man. He covers his face with the apron skirt. So then while Ridge is trying to thinking it's Wilson, Prince up, Wilson comes from behind and chop blocks Ridge, and then Pretty Deadly hit him with spilled milk tag in Theory, and Theory doesn't hit a move; he just covers.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Ridge to get the win.
Yeah. No, it was good stuff. It was fun stuff, and I saw the chemistry between all of them, and I was like, oh, that could work. That could totally work.
It could be fun.
After that, we've got Heyman and Solo in the Bloodline locker room, and Heyman's in Solo's ear. He says, a magnitude that's never been accomplished before in WWE. We need to make this special for the Tribal Chief, especially everything that happened at Night of Champions. I want this to be special for Roman Reigns. I know you feel the same way I do. I'm going to go talk to Adam Pearce, going to make sure that your brother, the Usos, are nowhere to be found tonight. So this is a night we acknowledge Roman Reigns. And of course, Solo just stone-faced, taking it all in, processing it.
So early in the day, the OC are backstage. Well, it's Good Brothers and me. They're talking about they should do something special for AJ's birthday because Friday was his birthday. He walks in. They all say happy birthday. He apologizes for letting them all down at Night of Champions. They're like, oh, it's fine. Losses happen, Uncle Alan. And they start talking about Top Dollar's diss track that he put out. They didn't think too fondly of it, and they say they're going to take it out on Hit Row. And that's what happened because the OC beat Hit Row like really quickly.
You have to at least appreciate, I would imagine maybe if Top Dollar caught wind that they were going to have a match against the OC, understanding their current position is guys who get beat really quick and then they go away. At least taking it upon yourself, coming up with a diss track to put out on Twitter and giving yourself something
I know
for people to grab onto is something I think a lot of people should sort of maybe take inspiration from, whether you like Hit Row or Top Dollar or not. Taking the initiative like that is something that I think all wrestlers should be doing. If you haven't, it's the same thing with Mustafa Ali.
Yeah.
Back when he used to be cutting those promos, those really wonderfully filmed promos, just to put them on social media, and that always stuck with us. And if he had never done any of that stuff, I'd always just know him as, okay, this guy's a good talent in the ring, but I don't know much about him otherwise. All those promos that he did really stuck with me. I'm like, oh man, I feel like absolutely. I know who this guy, where he's coming from a lot more.
Yeah. And it gave him an opportunity to try out new things that he never got an opportunity to do on WBTV.
Yeah, for sure.
Try new character ideas. So Anderson pins Ashanti the Adonis after a magic killer. And then Top Dollar, who I don't believe ever got tagged into the match, goes in the ring, boots Anderson, sends Gallows out, and then AJ hits him with a phenomenal forearm.
Yep.
This match was really short, like 2 minutes maybe.
Yeah. It was really short. After that, we had Pierce on the phone. Heyman walks in. Pierce says, before you say a word, the Usos travel canceled. Needless to say, they weren't happy, but they were informed they weren't needed tonight. Also, as requested, if they decide that they want to show up, I've doubled security to the building. They're not going to get in the festivities. We saw none of that. No
security.
Was Pierce just like, blowing smoke up Heyman's ass here? Was he bullshitting him the entire time?
That's possible.
I didn't see any security. They did not show the Usos content with any amount of security at all.
Their music played. They walked out.
Exactly.
No one was pushing back on them making their way to the ring. Nobody.
Right, yeah.
Then we had Grayson Waller effect with Asuka. So Waller introduces Asuka. She comes to the ring, drops a promo predominantly in Japanese and punctuates it by saying new women's champion. Eventually, though, Waller mentions the big briefcase, which is hanging above the ring. And so this brings out first Io. And she cuts a promo in Japanese. Asuka interrupts. They just start going back and forth with each other. Bailey's out next.
I saw like a little translation on the Twitter, and it was just Io was just calling Asuka a piece of shit the entire time, and Asuka was saying you're crazy. It was pretty funny.
That's great. So then Bailey's out next. She says what Io is saying is that after we both qualify, one of us is winning the Money in the Bank ladder match, although it's every woman for themselves. She says that looking at Io. And I have won it in the past. Regardless, member of Damage Control is going to win that championship. Shotzi's out next. She says, Bailey, there's nothing I'd love more than to crush your dreams with the help of some cold hard steel, because if there's anyone that is made for the pure chaos and the Money in the Bank ladder match, it's me. Then Lacey Evans, who's a drill sergeant now, apparently.
With, like to symbolize, I guess, the Cobra clutch.
She's got a Cobra on her hat.
She has a hat. The goofiest looking hat I've ever seen with a Cobra on it. We
talked like a Cobra looks like it weighs 5 pounds.
We talked about this during the pre-show, And it is. Well, I'm not a fan of Lacey Evans. I've seen too much of her. You know, sometimes you see shit on social media. It's like, all right, now that's just gonna stick with me. Sometimes it's like I can let it go. You know, sometimes I can let it go. It's like whatever. But like with Lacey Evans, I'm like, I've seen too much shit. I'm like, God, you seem like not. I don't.
Yeah, I know.
But that aside, so I have no desire to see her on my TV. That aside, her sassy Southern Belle character was actually, I don't know about over, but at least had a firm grasp on what she was. And I thought as a bad guy, she was really well utilized. They have thrown that all away for this Marine shit, you know? And I understand she was an actual Marine, and I can appreciate that. But it doesn't work. It just does not work at all. And it's crazy.
It certainly doesn't help that they went through that stretch where she was cutting those promos like to camera, and then, all right, she's going to be a face. No, she's a heel. She's a face. She's a heel. She's a face. Like in the span of 4 weeks.
Oh, they killed it, yeah.
She like waffled back and forth between, and so like, seems like she has no grasp of who this character is. The audience definitely has no idea who this character is.
Yeah.
You know, she walks out looking stern with a giant snake on her hat.
Yeah, it looks goofy. It looks like she looks self-conscious wearing that stupid hat. It looks horrible. It's like what was the hat in What We Do in the Shadows?
Oh yeah, with the witch's asshole on it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's shocking. I mean, she had that great song, you know, like her character was so set and like you understood.
It was well
defined. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now it's like, what the hell is this?
I know. So anyways, Lacey comes out and tells Shotzi to shut up, says none of you nasty things are taking that contract anywhere because it's coming home to me. But first I have to take my Cobra Clutch. Wrap it around Zelina Vega and win. So this brings out Zelina. She says there's one problem with everybody's plan is that you're all underestimating me. You know who else did that? Rhea at Backlash, because I was this close to becoming champion. So please, everyone underestimate me because it'll be that much sweeter when I win my qualifying match tonight, become the new Miss Money in the Bank. So then Bayley starts calling everybody idiots. And while this is all going on, Asuka makes her way up to the ramp. So she just yells into the mic, no one's ready for Asuka. Bianca blasts her from behind. They're brawling. Refs and producers are out to break it up.
So it seems like, I know we've got a couple more. We have 2 qualifying matches coming up this week. We've got
there's 4 in total. I don't know if this week. They have that graphic where there's 4
qualifying matches in total, 2 men's and 2 women's matches.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I don't know who's the early favorite right now, given that we saw a lot of the potential field anyways here. Who's the early favorite to win this thing, Larson?
What, the women's match or the men's?
Women's, sorry, the women's.
Oh, Io.
That's my personal favorite, who I want to see win this 1,000%. You don't think Bayley's going to be a big problem with that?
It's entirely possible.
Kind of feel like they take each other out of it, but man, I hope they don't. I hope that Io ends up winning this thing. I really do.
Same.
Yeah.
For the men, it's easy. Yeah.
LA Knight. Yeah, we'll see about that.
It'll be LA Knight, probably.
We'll see about that one.
Yeah, I know. So Lacey Evans versus Zelina was next. This match was also fairly short. During commercial break, they're breaking down the Waller effect set, and Lacey Evans, hits Zelina with the women's right. Zelina was able to shake that off, and in a couple minutes, hit Lacey with the code red to get the win.
Yeah, good to see Lacey Evans not going to be in Money in the Bank. Unless she ends up winning.
Oh, the last chance?
Yeah, like you mentioned this last time. They'll probably do a last chance match.
Yeah, they usually do.
Yeah.
It's great seeing Zelina get some wins.
I know, it's awesome. That Backlash stuff really, hopefully is going to give her some much-needed momentum.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be mad if it was an all LWO Money in the Bank year. If Santos Escobar, because they reference that here in this next segment here. So the LWO's backstage. Santos is like, I can't tell you, talking to Vega, can't tell you how proud we are of everything you've been doing. Latinos around the world gather in celebration, all because of the LWO. Next week, when I win my qualifying match and go on to capture the contract, I can see it. And then Ray sort of pops in out of nowhere. Says, I can see it too. It's only a matter of time before the locker room refers to you as Mr. and Mrs. Money in the Bank. So good stuff there.
It was good. So then we had Montez Ford versus LA Knight, and the crowd was firmly behind LA Knight.
So a couple things that I noticed. Number one, I hadn't noticed this before. I saw Wrestle Talk talking about it. It's the only reason I know. But apparently, like who was the tape Smackdown? I don't know what it was. But they were like LA Knight was getting some booze. Like, I'm sorry, was getting piped in booze.
Yeah.
Okay. They're not doing that now.
No.
And Wade Barrett explicitly said, this guy is getting the crowd so firmly behind him right now. There's like a big wave. Like, he really made a big deal about it on commentary. And LA Knight was responding to the crowd. They were really into him. So much so that they were booing Montez Ford.
I know.
Every time he got something in, they booed. And every time LA Knight. And I think this is going to happen regardless of who is in the ring with them. Like, Montez Ford is a popular guy.
Yep.
But LA Knight is a megastar.
Yep.
Yeah, and now I'm wondering, okay, maybe WWE will actually get behind that. And maybe he has a good chance of winning Money in the Bank, Larson.
Yeah. In a lot of ways, he's like the perfect Mr. Money in the Bank.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's a heel. He's an opportunist.
Yeah.
He's comfortable losing matches, which is kind of a thing that if you win the Money in the Bank briefcase, that's what you do a lot before you cash in, which is still confusing to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, he's like the ideal Mr. Money in the Bank. Makes
the
all
only
sense.
thing I know, the only thing he's not ideal with is
he's pushing 40. Yeah, I know.
Well, it's not so much that. It's if it's somebody like a Finn Balor or even a Shinsuke Nakamura. There's a number of people on Raw who are totally perfect for Money in the Bank because they could beat Seth Rollins. They could do a Seth Rollins to Seth Rollins. Nobody on SmackDown's going to win against Roman Reigns.
That's why LA Knight goes to Raw to cash in on Seth Rollins.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
LA Knight wins this.
They'd go crazy.
With the roll-up, grabbing onto the rope to get a little extra leverage on that roll-up. And afterwards, he puts a ladder in the ring. It's a good match, too. He puts a ladder in the ring, climbs up. Yeah. Does not touch the briefcase, though.
No,
just climbs the ladder.
Close. Yeah. Sean McCauley here in our YouTube chat says, are the bonus episodes Twitch only, or do they post them here too? So, Sean, we have a bonus episode every single week called Overrun. It's for our YouTube channel members, it's for Twitch subs, and it's for patrons. And if you are a channel member, which looks like you are, all you got to do is go to youtube.com/Steven Larson, go to the membership tab or the community tab, and look for the bonus episodes there because they all show up there. So Indeed. There you go. Yeah.
Yep. Then we got a Alba Fire and Island On video package.
Oh, this was cool. This was pretty neat. It was all together, really well filmed and everything. So I don't know what's going to happen with those titles, but that's cool.
Yeah. And then we had Triple H coming out to introduce and give Roman his new title for Roman's 1,000-day championship celebration. So Triple H comes to the ring. Says, on rare occasion, an athlete comes along that is so dominant they change the entire face of their chosen sport. When it happens, they'll be talked about for generations to come. In boxing, it's Muhammad Ali. In basketball, Michael Jordan. In WWE right now, we have the privilege of witnessing that greatness live. Believe me, you will talk about this for generations. So please help me welcome right now a man who's passed 1,000 days as champ, a man you'll tell your children and grandchildren about. Help me welcome Tribal Chief, undisputed champion, Roman Reigns. So Roman comes to the ring with Solo and Paul Heyman, shakes Triple H's hand. Triple H says, Roman, on behalf, I will let you do Triple H, but I know you actually do a pretty good Triple H, but I'll take care of it. I don't want to put you in a tight spot.
I appreciate that.
All right, I got you. So he says, Roman, on behalf of WWE and the entire WWE universe, I'd like to congratulate you for surpassing 1,000 days as champion, something that hasn't been accomplished in WWE in almost 40 years. To congratulate you and celebrate this historic achievement, it's my honor to present you with a brand new, undisputed WWE Universal Championship. So he takes a piece of cloth off the title, unveils it, it's all gold, hands it to Roman. Roman tells Heyman to take the WWE title off him. He does, and so Roman gets the new belt, holds it up, a bunch of pyro goes off. He shows it to Solo, and then Triple H puts the belt around his waist. And so Roman calls for the mic, Heyman hands it to him, and Roman tells the crowd, no, the universe to acknowledge him, and the Usos music hits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We go to commercial. We come back.
Back from commercial. Jimmy's in Roman's face. Jay, of course, is in his I've got PTSD Jay stuff. And Roman says, Jay, kick him in the face. Talking about Jimmy. Jay's like, mm-mm. He's like, I didn't stutter. I said kick him in the face right now because that's what he did to me. He kicked me in the face. He took my tag titles away from me, so fix this. Kick your brother in the face right now. Jay steps back, paces a little bit more. Roman continues. I'm not going to say it again. Kick him in the face and fix this right now. Jimmy interrupts like, the only one who needs fixing is you. Jay can't fix this. I'm the one who kicked you in the face. I did what I did in Saudi, not to be the tribal chief, not to lead the bloodline. I did what I did because I was being a brother. Brothers treat brothers with love and respect, and lately you haven't been much of a good brother. What kind of brother manipulates? What kind of brother betrays? What kind of brother hurts? Deep down, his own family. What kind of brother does that, Oos? You've gone crazy. This right here, looking at Jay, is my brother. It's embedded in me to protect him. Him, pointing at Solo. He says, that's my brother. I'm going to protect you too. And I'm telling you, Solo, after he gets done using you, he's going to abuse you, manipulate you, betray you, use you to your fullest, kick you to the side, put you in the dirt and do what he always does. I'm your brother. So Roman sort of laughs and Jimmy says, listen to Solo. And Roman responds, do you want to know why they're saying Uso? Or the crowd is chanting Uso, Uso.
Yeah.
Roman says, you want to know why they're saying Uso? Because of me. That's why. I'm the tribal chief around here. This guy's an imposter, talking for everybody, talking for your brother like he don't have a voice. Why don't we hear from Solo, who runs around about who he runs with around here? So he gives the mic to Solo. Solo thinks about it, and he says, I acknowledge you, my tribal chief. But these two right here, they're my brothers. And so Solo hands Roman the mic, walks, and he stands with the Usos. And Jimmy says, so what's it going to be, Us? You want to run this thing together with respect, or are you going to end up on the island of irrelevancy as a tribal chief all by yourself? And Roman comes at Jimmy and says, shut your mouth, and Jimmy pie faces him.
Oh, it's great.
Ooh! Roman was not happy about that. Jimmy clenches his fist. Jay talks him down. He gets in between him. He gets in front of Roman. And he says, not like this. Come on. Both of you guys, we need you. I need you. He's telling everybody. He said, we need each other. He said, we're better than that. We're family. Jimmy gets back on the line. He's like, we're right. He's right. What are we doing? We're stronger together. Listen. He says, listen. This, Jay, my brother, Oos. This, Solo, my brother. He says, so are you. You've always been. We're all brothers. Let's do this with respect. Let's run this place like we've been doing together. We're the bloodline, right? We're family, right? We're still the ones, right? And Roman's like, he's like, this is so annoying. And so Roman hugs Jimmy. Jimmy seems like he's almost on the verge of tears here.
Oh, Roman does. Roman's the one who's like, he knows what he has to do at this point.
Yeah. So he lifts the mic to his face and he just says, no. Jimmy steps back. Jay's like over himself and he freaking bends over. And then Solo steps up, hits Jimmy with a Samoan spike. Jay kneels down to Jimmy to check on him. Roman leaves the ring. And then Jimmy sort of, shooting daggers at Solo. Solo follows Roman out of the ring. And on the ramp, Heyman's like, what about Jay? And Roman says, Jay's going to do what he always does. He's going to fall in line.
Yeah.
I don't think so, Roman. Not this time,
Not
buddy.
this time.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a fly in here.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Not as large as the last one. Yeah, spectacular segment. It was really good.
Oh, man. Yeah, no, it was really phenomenal stuff.
It was good stuff. Awesome. It's good stuff. All right, we can talk about Rampage for a little bit here.
This is Rampage.
A lot of good in-ring action. There's only really one promo bit too. It was the Double J, Sanjay, and Jay Lethal bit where they're setting up maybe a mixed tag match between Jeff and Karen Jarrett against Mark Briscoe and Aubrey Edwards.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
That would be interesting.
See if they're actually going to do that one. But yeah, it seems like that's the direction they're going.
What Jeff and Karen Jarrett should do? Go find
guitars.
100 Jeff Jarretts.
100 Jeff Jarretts. I still have to watch that clip.
Oh, that segment is so good.
I'll watch it.
It is hilarious, especially like when they just cut everything out, but Jeff Jarrett screaming 100 Jeff Jarretts.
I'll check it out. Antoine Farr here with the super chat says, can I be told how Roman manipulates the Usos to do all the events? Were they manipulated or did they not get something done and Roman got mad as he should? I don't know exactly what you're talking about, Antoine. Thank you for the super chat. But yeah, no, I think the Usos were rolling with Roman. when the getting was good. But, you know, what really matters is how people treat you when the chips are down, when things aren't good. And Roman treats them like sacks of shit. And they're like sort of fed up with it.
Go back to the beginning of all this with Jay, especially after Jimmy came back from injury. Roman was all about treating the Usos like sacks of shit. To get them to comply with what he wants one of them to do, which is help him win matches. And then once they won the tag championship, it's like, oh, everything's good for the most part. I mean, there was times where there was still beef, but it was like, all right, especially for Jimmy. He's like, it's good now. We're champs. We're getting sushi and steak on the private jet. What's there to be upset about?
You know what was cool about this Rampage? It just made me think about it. So, you know, you got Collision, and I know they said Rampage is going to be like the Dark Elevation. That's boring. That's dumb. What if they did this with Rampage? What if they actually took the Forbidden Door brand and turned it into a weekly show?
That'd be cool.
Wouldn't that be neat?
Yeah, that'd be a more interesting hook than this is Dark and Elevation now.
Like, here's a bunch of jobber matches, which nobody's going to care about. But, like, there are enough, like, they clearly have enough good relationships with enough people, enough other companies, where, like, you could have all sorts of different shit. You know, stars of AEW matches up against stars from promotions around the world.
See, that's a good idea.
What a great idea. Why isn't AEW calling us up asking for ideas? Because we have a million of them.
We have great ideas.
My goodness. We're like, we could be the Wrestling Brain Trust.
Could be. Show open up with...
Hey, I don't appreciate that look you just gave me right there, man. I'm being serious, right? It's a very serious thing.
All right.
The Wrestling Brain. There you go. I appreciate it. There you go.
Double thumbs up. How about that?
I like. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Show kicked off with a AAA Mega Championship bout. Vikingo defending the title against Release-to-Co and Commander. Whatever you picture this match being in your mind, that's what it is, and it was good.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
Bunch of crazy moves, bunch of high-flying stuff. Vikingo did the 630 through the table ringside. I don't know, he doesn't bust his head on the apron every time he does it.
Yeah.
And then after that, Dralistico puts Vikingo back in the ring looking for a powerbomb. Vikingo rolls him up, reverses that into a roll-up to get the win.
Yeah.
Fun match.
Yeah, no, this was goddamn.
I know.
It's just so much fun, man.
I know.
I love this stuff. Yeah.
It's great.
After that, we had a Double J Lethal Dutt interview here. Lexi talks about suspension, and Dutt's like, if anybody should be suspended, it's AEW. The company put us in a corner, and we came out swinging just like any other fighter would do. And Lethal says, if we're throwing out suspensions, let's start with Aubrey Edwards. She's been a thorn in our side since the dawn of time. And Jared says, should the heat go on the promotion? Should the heat go on Briscoe? Should the heat go on Aubrey? Well, the reality of the fact is these 5 people right here are walking, talking heat. And then Mark Briscoe steps in and says, Simmer Dad, I assure you there'll be no suspensions. I just got done talking to my man, Tony Khan, and he promised me you will not be suspended because if you're suspended, you won't be here to receive the ass whooping you deserve. And then Lethal tries to say something. Mark says, shut up, Lethal. This ain't about you. We're talking to you, talking to Jeff Jarrett, and we're talking to you. He points to Karen Jarrett. She's like, me? Who the hell's we? And then Aubrey steps in, and Karen says, I don't see anything but air between us, but air and opportunity. And then Aubrey tries to choke her out.
She grabs her.
She just does the Latrell Sprewell. Oh man, yeah, chokes her. Everybody starts trying to break it up.
White Brownie's got our SmackDown numbers here: 2.563 million, a 0.73 in the demo.
0.73. Oh my
Huge
god,
numbers.
Huge numbers.
Huge. Those are like numbers from a decade ago.
Yeah, no kidding.
After that, we got action on Andretti versus Zack Sabre Jr. Zack was just annihilating Action Andretti's arm this entire bout. In Action Andretti, we get some moves in what?
What the hell is this rule about a coin toss?
Wait, what?
Bro, correct me. Somebody in chat, can you like verify that I wasn't just like fucking tripping or something? But they said that if the TV title, so you know how it's got the time limit.
Yeah.
If the time limit comes to an end, they flip a coin to determine a winner.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Okay, can somebody please verify that I heard that correctly?
Was someone making a joke about determining a winner after the 15-minute time limit?
They said that it's supposed to like give Zack Sabre Jr. Incentive to actually finish matches instead of just trying to delay them.
I know that was part of his story for a bit, is he would just wrestled for the 15 minutes and retained the title early on in his reign.
Did they implement this as a new? Okay, Jorge says I believe that's the rule.
All right.
What now? If that's true, if what I just said is true, and I wasn't tripping balls, what do you think of that as a rule?
It's interesting because I know, again, early in his reign, that's what Zach would do. He would just wrestle for 15 minutes, retain because time expired, and retain the championship.
Well, his opponent should try to beat him then.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah. Leisha says, I thought there were 3 judges. I swear I thought when Excalibur was describing this, he was going to say, if it goes to the 15-minute time limit, there's judges to do that. But no, he says it's a coin flip to determine the winner. I'm like, the fuck?
Yeah. Yep.
Is this like the king of pro wrestling or what? What's going on?
No,
Did Yano come up with these rules?
Dissuade Zack Sabre Jr. from milking the clock.
This is a good point. John says, I want to see the Zack Sabre Jr. interview after losing by coin flip.
Oh, my gosh. That's going to be amazing. Jorge says the 3 judges are for the pure title match.
Okay. All right.
Anyway, Zack Sabre Jr. didn't have to worry about the time limit. He beat Action Andretti. Like I said, he was working the arm, puts on a Fujiwara arm bar, and then transitions to like a Rings of Saturn type deal, but with like using one of his legs to pin Andretti's arm back, and he was like torquing the arm back. It looked like it hurt, so I get why Action Andretti tapped out.
It did look like it hurt.
Like shoot hurt, like really hurt.
Yeah. No, this was pretty brutal. This was awesome, though. It was a great match.
Yeah, it was. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, after that, Emmy Sakura versus Willow Nightingale, another really fun match.
Another fun bout.
Yeah, this was good stuff. That Dr. Bomb is gnarly, man. So she looked for a Dr. Bomb towards the finish. Emmy escapes that, hits some shots, but Willow responded with a huge lariat and then a massive Dr. Bomb to get the win here. Yeah, that was gnarly. She just freaking sent her through the mat, man. Yeah,
that Dr. Bomb was fierce. Then we get a Lee Moriarty and Shibata video package before their main event for the Ring of Honor Pure Championship. Shibata ended up retaining. It's a lot of fun, really good technical wrestling. Pure rules, so you have only 3 rope breaks.
Lee Moriarty has used his final rope break.
Yeah. I don't think Shibata used any of his rope breaks.
Of course not. He's Shibata.
So anyway,
he's the wrestler.
He is the wrestler. Do the most mellow intro to any theme song in all of wrestling.
That's like the one mellow theme song that works so great as a wrestling theme song. Mm-hmm. Everybody else like that has mellow theme songs. Like, why is this a wrestling theme? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
his is beautiful.
Yeah,
it's a really beautiful song.
So he ends up locking on a sleeper, and once Lee fades, drops on the mat, hits a PK to get the win, and then Daniel Garcia comes out to confront Shibata after the match. So it seems like we're getting Garcia against Shibata, so Garcia can see about getting that pure title back.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to do that. Yeah, that could be. All right, man, you ready to answer some questions?
Let's answer some questions. You get them on the Patreon here. Not prepared today.
Yeah, neither am I. I'm not prepared at all. It's Monday, though.
It's case of the Mondays, man. It happens.
That was the most risk analysis office thing you've ever said. It's a case of the Mondays.
Case of the Mondays.
Oh, man, we got a bunch here on YouTube. Let's see here. Zyshawn says, hey, friendos, what is your ideal conclusion? To this epic bloodline story.
Seth Rollins beats Roman Reigns for the title. I mean, like, Bloodline's going to... By the time Roman loses the title, Bloodline's going to be done. He's going to alien... Actually, I'll take that back. I think right now, there's 2 people that really should beat Roman. It's either Jay or it's Solo. Like, if Solo's actually there just waiting for his opportunity to take out Roman himself, that would be pretty darn cool.
Jey Uso beating Roman.
Yeah.
And it could be for the title, not for the title. I get the idea and I understand it. And I probably actually agree with it deep down that you do need somebody that's going to be the next guy, Cody, Seth, whoever, to beat Roman for the title, right? But you can kind of have your cake and eat it too. If Jay is one of the primary reasons why Roman loses that title to the next guy, but then Jay also beats Roman in a grudge match, that to me, you'd have your cake and eat it too. I think that's not a terrible idea.
I mean, you could have your cake and eat it too if it's Solo, because here's someone that could be maybe one of your top guys in the future.
Yeah, possibly.
And it's someone from within the story. I mean, Jay makes more sense from a storyline perspective, but also Solo makes sense too.
Yeah.
So yeah, Solo or Jay.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Not Cody. Timor here says, I'm somewhat surprised they haven't involved Rikishi yet into the Bloodline story. If they were to involve him, do you think he would side with the Usos or with Roman?
Oh, Roman. Rikishi would side with Roman.
Roman.
Yeah, he goes where the gold is. Everybody goes where the gold is. It's easy. It's not easy when you're the Uso and you're fighting upstream. Kiddo Hudson says, after the mixed reception of Double or Nothing, which of the other AEW pay-per-view series do you think has been the most consistent in quality? I feel like most Revolutions are well received, right?
Yeah, I feel like that's the case too.
I kind of feel like it's not a necessary. Number one, most of the AEW pay-per-views have been well received. Mm-hmm. Like most of them are. Mm-hmm. They usually knock it out of the park with the pay-per-views. Like there was, what was it? I think All Out, when the Brawl Out All Out, I think was not generally. I think that's when people were thinking like, oh, there's bloat to this. There's some bloat here.
Yeah.
But beyond that, like they're usually pretty well received.
Yeah, generally speaking, yeah. Zach Sparks asks, at this point, what's the worst case scenario for the Bloodline story?
What's the what?
Worst case.
Oh man. Dude, I don't know. The thing is, even if it ended completely on a whimper, it's given us so much good stuff for such a long period of time.
It has.
It's like, man, I don't know. Honestly, don't know. What's like the worst way they can end it?
I mean, Jorge says Roman gets injured, and they don't get opportunity to finish it the way they want to.
Yeah,
that would be a bummer.
Yeah. Roman quits WWE and they recast him.
There you go.
Guardian Ape. I want to make sure I get one of Guardian Ape's questions in because we didn't get one of his questions the last time. He says, considering, and on top of that, it's a Dave Meltzer question. Considering Dave Meltzer is the same guy, which, by the way, a couple of terrific videos went up this past weekend.
So much fun.
Steven Larson react to Dave Meltzer's star ratings for both WWE's Night of Champions and AEW's Double.
It might be my favorite thing we do right now.
It is my favorite thing we do. Right
so much fun.
He says, considering Meltzer is the same guy who rated Shawn versus Taker at WrestleMania 25 at only 4 3/4 stars and gives matches like Anarchy at the Arena 5 stars. Why do people still get so upset and hung up about his ratings, and why do wrestling fans think he's the end-all be-all of wrestling?
I mean, I think for some people, Meltzer's opinion holds some weight because he's been doing this since, the 80s?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
He's one of the foremost historians in pro wrestling. Mm-hmm. Like, you read, whenever he writes like an obituary for someone who passes away in the newsletter, and it's like 10 pages long. He goes into extensive detail.
He does.
About like various aspects of that performer's life. Mm-hmm. I think partially because it's like he has been doing it for so long. That's why, what he says again in some circles among some people carries weight.
He has an encyclopedic knowledge of wrestling history, and there is validity to that. There really is. The opinion of somebody whose depth of knowledge and whose history of having the insider knowledge that he does, there's a reason why people take his star ratings with such seriousness. I mean, that's why, because he's sort of been, traditionally, he's been sort of the end-all be-all of wrestling criticism, analysis, insider perspective, and historical context. Now, is it just one man's opinion? Yeah, but it's a guy's opinion that a lot of people take very seriously. And it's gotten to the point where, there's all sorts of Dave Meltzer haters who kind of perpetuate, because then they'll be like, oh, can you believe that Dave Meltzer only gave this 4 3/4 stars? Well, would they be making such a big huff if it was just another dude? If it was like, did you hear that Bill 53679 on Twitter gave this 4 3/4 set. Nobody gives a fuck about Bill 57369 on Twitter. Nobody cares about that guy.
No.
But everybody makes a big deal when it's Meltzer because of his history, because he's been doing it forever, because he is, basically an encyclopedia of wrestling knowledge.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, like him or not, that's his opinion in the general wrestling community. It does matter. There you go.
It carries some weight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whether it matters is kind of up to the individual. Adam Fella here says, Goodberry subbed to the Patreon. I fell out of wrestling when there was a DQ Hell in a Cell. What wrestler should I look into that I may not have heard much about? There's a new wrestler called Roman Reigns.
Remember Adam Fella's Matt Chat questions?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, he's awesome.
Yeah. I highly recommend you check out Roman Reigns. And I'm not joking, because the Roman Reigns we've got in the last 3 years is completely different from the Roman Reigns that we got before.
If Adam stopped in 2019, he stopped right before like the brilliance of Roman Reigns became a thing. Let's see here. Okay, I'm trying to. There was a long question here. Mr. Milo Otis says, now that Reggie has seen the light because Axiom removed his mask, will the same thing happen to Axiom?
Oh, I hope so. Yes.
Hey, kid's such a good-looking guy. Why would he have a mask on? It's kind of a cool mask. I've gotten used to the mask. It's kind of a cool mask.
It's a decent mask, but yeah, I know.
Oh, here we go. Jaden Fox says, if AEW Fight Forever were to have some New Japan crossover DLC, which 4 wrestlers would you want in the game? Yano, Okada,
Suzuki.
Probably Naito.
Yeah.
Probably Naito. Be cool
Kota
to have an
Ibushi
ace in there.
I know he's not technically New Japan anymore, but
well, that's the thing. We can have him, but then also we still have one more New Japan slot.
That's true.
Yeah.
Until he signs someplace else, I think maybe in a lot of people's minds he might be affiliated with New Japan, even though he's not with them anymore. They should just get a. Oh yeah, White Brownie says just 5 guys.
Well, it'd have to be just 4 guys because we only have 4 slots.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Justin Sider.
Yeah.
Should Roman Solo face the Usos and have Roman defend the Undisputed Championship later in the night at Money in the Bank and make it seem like at least possible he could lose the title?
No. Tribal Chief setup doesn't include double duty.
No.
That's
focus on the story is what you do.
Yeah, exactly.
What you could do is have that match main event and you still get the idea that someone could cash in on him.
No, that's a good idea. Yeah. But, he's got the Tribal Chief setup. It's only for him. It's not for people like Seth Rollins, for example. He doesn't get that. He would want it. Seth Rollins would want the Tribal Chief setup, but guess what? It's not for him.
It's not for him. Jack Napier says, who would be your dream opponent from New Japan that you'd want a Roman to face? It's Okada.
I'd probably go with Tanahashi. I'd go with the Ace. They're so diametrically opposed as characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. That'd be cool.
Okada. Mayor Planet Houston, which one do you like better? The Undisputed title or the World Heavyweight title?
Oh, dude, I'm a big fan of the Undisputed title. I think
the Undisputed? Not the World Heavyweight one?
That title design looks amazing.
All right. Yeah, the WWE logo on the World Heavyweight Championship is too bulbous for me. It's too bulbous.
If
so
there wasn't
give me the new one.
The black contrast on there, I'd like that one a lot more, even with the bulbous logo, because it would all sort of be fit in together.
Yeah.
But the black makes it stand out.
It does.
Makes it look kind of like a toy.
Yeah, I know. That's why I like where it's so bulbous. Looks like a toy.
Yeah. We'll end on this one. Questions on this one. We still have our Raw preview with Stone Cold Steve Austin impersonator Phil McDonald.
All right.
From one of my notes here, says he's done a bid. Patrick Cheeseman says, follow-up question. Well, we didn't get his first one, but here's his question. What's a ridiculous promotion you'd like to see? Instead of WWE ice cream bars, what if they sold WWE tacos or AEW timeshares?
AEW timeshares, huh?
They'd have to be in Jacksonville.
Yeah. You can get a place on the beach next to JR in Jacksonville, huh?
Oh, man. Yeah, what's a ridiculous promotion? I don't know.
WWE and credit cards.
Honestly, yeah, I was about to say that WWE credit cards, but they kind of do that already.
They do that already.
It's ridiculous.
It is.
Yeah.
We got a super chat here from Aaron Drew. Says with Will Ospreay and Seth tweeting back and forth, and Will saying he only lives 20 minutes from Money in the Bank is being held in London. Do you guys think it's possible Will ever went to WWE? No. Highly unlikely. Will signed and he's got a New Japan deal. Just don't think it's highly likely. No.
Well, wait a second. Would it be possible if Will ever went to WWE?
Well, if he ever went, if he wanted to, but he made it pretty clear recently he doesn't want to live in the States. So,
yeah, that'll change. That'll totally change. Come on, you ain't nothing unless you're WWE. All right, you'd want to talk to Phil McDonald now?
Goodness. Well, I don't really. No, not really. But I guess I have to.
I mean, we have to. We have to preview Raw. I can't do it.
Well, I could do it myself. I don't. If you don't want to do it, then just don't do it.
We always have somebody come in to do it, though. It's kind of tradition, and the fans would revolt. You know, we've already given
they
it
wouldn't.
to them.
It's the end of the show. It's like
they would revolt.
I look at our review time.
Somebody get a poll up, please.
It's not an hour and 20 minutes. It's usually about 25, 30 minutes.
Would you revolt if we stopped doing the call-ins?
I don't think most people would care, honestly.
We're going to need a call. We need a poll for this one. But in the meantime, while we get all these, statistics and whatnot, the sample size, here's Stone Cold Steve Austin impersonator, Phil McDonald.
Keep your hand up. Keep your finger on that button.
Which button?
Hello, what's going on? Hello, that's right. Stone Cold Steve Austin impersonator, Phil McDonald. I'm here. Just got done with a meeting with my parole officer, and it went well. I gave him a little cup. Don't interrupt. I gave him a little cup of Phil McDonald's pee-pee.
Oh, you got... So, I don't know if I want to ask.
Oh, yes, you do. No. Oh, you got a question. What do you think it said? Come on, hit me with that question like a Luthez press.
I'm good.
Come on, fast hands question.
I'm good.
Is your question a stunner? Let's find out. What is your question?
No, it's not.
I gave him a little cup of pee-pee.
No,
it wasn't even a drug test, but I bet.
Oh, all right.
Get it? Because I just pee play.
Yeah, I get it.
I like water sports.
I hear you.
All right, let's talk about Raw. Also, there's a wrestling show on tonight. First up, Seth fucking Rollins defends the world. Oh, wait, no, it's Seth freaking Rollins.
Yeah.
You can't say that on TV.
No, it's not on the USA Network.
Wait, no, it's TV PG, isn't it?
Yeah.
Seth fucking Rollins defends the World Heavyweight Championship against Damian Priest. All right.
Who do you think's going to win? NXT when Damian Priest was the partying vampire?
I did. He was in the hot tub with all the germs that come with having a boner in the hot tub. He was fucking so many people in that hot tub.
All right,
it was hot action.
Let's move on.
All right. Let's move on next. Cody fucking Rhodes to appear on a special edition of Miz TV. Here's the caveat. He'll be pantsless. He'll just be wearing one of them weird thongs that wrestlers wear. That's what I heard. I bet you're regretting not Dick Slavitt being on this show, are you?
It's whatever. Go ahead.
All right, next bitch. Becky Lynch taking on Sonya Deville in a Money in the Bank qualifying match. Should be good match. Who do you think wins match?
Oh, Becky will win this one.
Becky's going to win this match.
Yeah.
I think you're wrong. I think Trish Stratus is going to have something to do with this booking 101. They got to have another bitch. What do you think about that? What do you think about fantasy booking?
That's just that's a perfectly fine scenario.
I got 5 pages of fantasy booking here on a legal pad.
All right, let's reserve that for another time. What else can we expect from Raw?
All right, for my fantasy book match, Pantsless Suzuki versus Pantsless Zach Flavor Jr.
I didn't ask for that.
Oh, my bad. I thought you did. Next match.
No, I didn't, but all right.
All right, next. Natalya is going to battle Zoe Stark in a Money in the Bank qualifying match. Who do you think wins this match?
Well, if Becky loses her match, then Zoe will lose this one. Natalya wins.
Natalya wins this match. I think Becky's going to win. I think Zoe's going to win. Natalia's there to eat pins. That was a heavy sigh. Were you tired of Phil McDonald? You over the shit or what?
Yeah, I mean, it's a long show.
You're just
Almost
looking
an
at
hour
me
and a
like
half
you
and
want to
then
give
this.
me a stunner, son.
Well, maybe Larson versus Phil McDonald would be the next match.
Oh, hell yeah. Open the forbidden door. How about this? Pantsless match. Phil McDonald versus Larson.
You know, honestly, I prefer to wear my pants or shorts or something. I will not
No
be
way,
going
son.
pantsless.
It's a stipulation for the forbidden door. You walk through my door, pants off. Pants are not optional. Pants
right,
are
well,
off. Pants
all right.
banned from the Phil McDonald house.
Match off.
Match on. Pants off. Pants off. Match
Pants
on.
match on.
All right. Anyways, that's going to do it for this Raw preview.
Thank
Can't
you.
wait till the Smackdown preview Friday.
Gosh.
I got a great polo on, but guess what? Pants off.
Here, I just took. Was he too much? Was that too much?
Always too much.
I heard a lot of pants off talk, and I was like,
And
I
you
don't
didn't
know.
hang up then?
Well, you were smiling a lot too, though. So
I certainly wasn't because I was happy, all right?
I think you were laughing. I think you enjoy the conversation.
No, I don't enjoy it ever.
Between you and Phil McDonald. A little hornier than I thought he would be.
I mean, did you not listen back to last week?
Got too much to do to be listening to this show. Come on. Anyway.
Well, now you're aware of how horny he is, so then, act accordingly next time.
I'll try. I'll do my best. Hopefully he'll be on the straight and narrow next time.
Say that. No, A, that's not going to happen. B, you say, oh, I'll try my best. And I'm out here, just being barraged by Phil McDonald about wanting to take his pants off.
Oh, the Kavorka on that guy is strong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sexual energy coming from Phil McDonald.
And, anyways.
Anyways
yeah.
is right. Hopefully on Friday he'll have his pants on.
Doubtful.
Yeah. So, anyways, thanks everybody for tuning in. We appreciate it. Big shout out to Stone Cold Steve Austin, impersonator Phil McDonald, for hanging out with us for the Raw preview. We'll see
Hold
you
on a
guys.
second. You mentioned that we had to pay Dick Slava. Did we have to pay Phil McDonald too?
Double.
No more. I'm not doing it anymore.
I booked him through the year.
Why would you do
Paid
these
up
things
front,
with
booked
that?
him through the year.
You paid him up front.
Yeah, up front. Up front, but pants off. That's going to do it for everybody.
Up front.
Thanks for
He doesn't
watching.
have to
Till
show
next
up.
time.
Pay him up front. What are you doing?
Yeah, up front, but pants off. Till next time, we'll talk to you later.
What are you doing?
We are out.
All right,